Then I call to the stage Camilla Carrara from 0-100 with a presentation on building a brand with zero waste. Hello, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. I'm glad to be here to share our experience. So 0-100 was officially founded in January 2020, so not the best period to start, but obviously we didn't know what could happen in few days. So as it's written here and as the title of this presentation, the idea was since the very beginning to build a brand without waste, or at least trying to minimize the waste. So I'm the founder of 0-100 and the zero waste designer, and then we will see what zero waste is about. So I think if we are here, we all know about the cost of fashion, so no need to reply. What I wanted to highlight is that obviously there are different perspectives to address the problems, and we have to have an holistic approach. But since the very beginning, we try to be really specific on the issue that we wanted to focus on. So the idea is really to focus on the waste. So all our DNA is built and addressed to this topic. And as we know, the fashion industry is really producing tons of wastes. And in our case, the main focus is, let's say, reducing the pre-consumer waste. And then obviously each of our choices is linked also to the circularity of the project itself and the products. So we also think of the end of life. We started with the idea of focusing on a problem or a necessity or a need. So I really think that design is linked to functionality. And I didn't want to create another brand just to put my creativity in something, but really to try to reshape a bit the way we create the fashion, let's say. So the claim of the brand itself is reshaping values from 0 to 100. The brand is kind of a blend of the different design strategies. So for sure, there is the design for low waste that is addressed through the manufacturing and design of patterns with zero waste, but also with some other details of the products that I will explain later. But then also we think about the longevity. So the idea that durability is fundamental to also reduce the waste. And it's not just about physical durability, more linked to quality of the items, but also emotional durability. So the idea is really to build and to create products that can last, that people can that people are willing to wear for long period and maybe to pass to the next generation. So also the design is pretty timeless and versatile to allow this kind of longevity. And then obviously we focus a lot also on materials, try to use as much as possible recycled ingredients, not to have to produce something new. And design for recyclability, this is like the cherry on top, let's say. We are trying to be circular in the way we design our products, thinking that if we are able to create something that is easier to disassemble and that maybe its composition it's easier to recycle, we are also doing our part for the end of life. So the name itself is telling a bit about our DNA. So the idea to bring to zero the gender, the waste, and the age, let's say. So we are not addressing a specific target with our items, but for longevity, we are thinking to be really open in the target we are addressing, and also to give some fluidity and versatility to the items. And the 100% represent the made in Italy, the transparency and the traceability. So we think that being clear with our customer and clients, we can really be transparent and share our story as much as we can, and the story of the suppliers that are behind our production chain. So the idea and the vision is to create a safe space within the clothing for all ages and genders while building a zero waste supply chain. Um, it's about comfort, so the idea that is not only about uh, like something comfortable at skin level, but also something that makes you feel confident and comfortable in the different days we are facing. So maybe there are some days in which we want to be hugged by our items, so it's like a blanket around your body that can warm up a bit. The zero waste DNA is built primarily on three pillars. So the idea of using recycled ingredients, mainly GRS certified or RCS certified, Global Recycle Standard or Recycle Content Standard. Um, and also, when possible, we are focusing on monomaterial ingredients. So, for example, for recycled cotton, we work with Ecotech, and their blends are between recycled cotton and, or let's say, traditional cotton. For wool, that's not possible for now. So we have some blends that are recycled wool with polyamide or other ingredients just to give the perfect stability to the fabric itself. While, for example, for camel, we found a solution that is 100% recycled camel due to the length of the fiber itself. Then there is the zero waste pattern making that is really like at the heart of our design process. So the idea is really to create patterns without generating waste using all the fabric. And then also with the packaging and the communication, we try to be in line with our zero waste DNA as being mainly a direct to consumer brand. We think the packaging is the first, let's say, moment and thing that our clients are seeing when receiving our items. So it's important that also the packaging is reflecting our values. With conventional manufacturing, usually at least 15% of textiles are wasted during the production process of fashion clothes. So this means that obviously textiles are wasted, sources are wasted, but also it's an economic cost. So we thought that focusing on this could really help our reality for sure, as we are trying to source really high quality fabrics, but considering like high scale production for bigger brands, this could have even a more impactful value. This is an example of how we develop our patterns. So the idea is really to use all the fabric, creating this kind of puzzle with the pieces that make our items. And you can see also the savages that are those white lines in the front of the item that are the sides of the fabric itself that are used as a decorative part of our items, while usually they are just wasted. So this is something we are always including in our designs, putting them on show, let's say, instead of hiding them. We are building some really simple and linear patterns as we start from the idea of kimono and from the idea of creating something really oversized that can then be adjusted to the body. But there are also some zero waste brands that are doing extremely fitted items like beachwear, for example. It's not that zero waste is just allowing these kind of shapes, and this is something I always want to highlight, as I think zero waste is really like a big opportunity for everyone in the industry. So obviously it's more difficult than building a conventional pattern. It takes more time, especially in the sizes development, but I think at the end it pays a lot. These are some of our items. So the idea is to offer some clean, essential, and Italian lines. Italian in the sense of this functional design, and all the production, as I said, is made in Italy with extremely valuable partners. Every product is made to be durable in the sense of the quality itself, but also, as I mentioned at the beginning, we try to make pieces that can really last in terms of design as well. So something that is timeless, seasonless, and for example, we never put our pieces out of collection, let's say, but as till when they are on stock, they are sold on our website, not to create waste, and also because we think the designs we have are not linked at all to a specific season. And for example, there are also some styles, as the one that we use for this analysis with Tondo, that are reproduced during the different seasons, maybe with different fabrics or colors. So we do till the first prototypes internally, but then the production is, let's say, sent outside to really high quality partners that are mainly in the north of Italy and some also in the center. And since the last collection, we are collaborating with Xylene, that is a startup based in Germany, to also have the full traceability of our supply chain, and adding the product passports to our items, even if the normative is not yet defined in the details. We need to include inside the product passport. We thought that this could be a first step, and that is important to start as soon as possible to trace all the supply chain. So we also applied to the sustainability pledge with this project in order to be even more committed and to have to report, let's say, our results year by year. So this is how the product passport looks like on our website and also on the labels of our items. So we try to be really transparent about our suppliers. And we are trying to be really linked with our consumers, let's say. So the idea is to create something that they can really pass from one generation to the other, and to also help people feel more confident while wearing our items, and to be, let's say, side by side with our clients during their life. So we think it's like kind of a relationship also with them. These are some of the awards we got through the time, and some of the partnerships that are really fundamental to us, like the one I mentioned with Xylene, but also some others are fundamental, and a bit of media coverage. And this is the team. So we are a small reality, but we also have some external advisors more for the strategic choices, to give us a bit of outside direction sometimes that is always needed. As said, when we started, it was COVID time, so now we are still alive, but it's always kind of a challenge. So it's important to have some direction sometimes. And these are my contacts in case you need some more information later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Camilla, also for your effort to speak up. Are there any questions from the audience? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So my question is actually related to the supply chain. You mentioned that you use a platform for collecting data for their traceability. Have you found the suppliers in north of Italy or Prato area ready to share data or even starting to collect them, or do you have to engage them to teach them and introduce them to the process?
Let's say that when we decided to start with this project, we were aware of the fact that it's not an easy project and that probably we could face some challenges in aligning the suppliers with us, but especially the ones from Prato were really open to collaborate and to share. We are working with Manteco that is already like super clear about their values, and also with the reverse supply chain. There were a few cases of our previous suppliers that weren't open to share and to disclose informations, and based on this, we decided to stop the collaboration, because at one point is also like a way to, let's say, prove the commitment. So we thought that maybe it was not the best relation, because also we weren't asking like, I don't know, really difficult data or informations. It was just about trying to trace and to have proofs of what we were saying. So for us, it's fundamental. So it helped us to, let's say, strengthen the relations that were really valuable and to decide to close maybe with some other clients. It's not that they didn't have the data, but it's really about the willingness of joining this project. So we can understand if someone maybe is not ready, but we cannot understand if they don't want to be ready. So that was our position, at least. You're welcome. Thanks to you.
Thank you very much.